In a quiet little town where the wind hummed lullabies and the stars blinked like sleepy eyes, there lived a boy named Grayson. He had soft brown hair that curled at the edges like question marks and eyes the color of twilight, not quite blue, not quite gray, but somewhere in between. Grayson loved to dream. Not just at night, but during the day too, when the clouds drifted slowly across the sky and the breeze tickled the curtains like a whisper. One evening, just as the sun dipped behind the hills and painted the sky in sleepy shades of orange and violet, Grayson's mother brought out something special. "I found this in the attic," she said, brushing off a layer of dust. "It used to be your grandfather's. It's called the Cradle of Dreams." It wasn't an ordinary cradle. It was larger than any baby cradle Grayson had ever seen, big enough for him to lie in, with curved wooden arms carved like crescent moons and tiny silver stars painted across the base. The cradle seemed to shimmer softly in the fading light. "Can I try it?" Grayson asked, eyes wide. His mother nodded, smiling. Grayson climbed into the cradle, pulling a soft, worn blanket over him. The moment he settled in, something magical happened. The cradle began to rock, gently, slowly, like a lullaby sung by the wind. And then, everything changed. The walls of his room dissolved into mist. The ceiling melted into a sky full of stars. The cradle rocked once more, and with a soft whoosh, it floated upward, cradling Grayson through the clouds. He was flying, not fast, not with speed, but with the calm grace of a drifting feather. All around him, clouds shaped like animals yawned and stretched. A lion cloud ruffled its mane sleepily. A turtle-shaped puff blinked slowly, then tucked its head back in. Everything was peaceful here, like the whole sky was taking a nap. A glowing thread of light appeared ahead, like a path woven of moonlight. The cradle followed it gently, and soon Grayson found himself in a strange and beautiful place. He drifted into the valley of echoing dreams, where soft voices whispered the wishes of sleeping children. Each whisper danced like fireflies in the air. "I want to ride a dragon. I wish I could fly with the stars. I hope I dream of marshmallow meadows." Grayson reached out to touch one, and it melted into a silvery laugh. The cradle rocked once more and floated forward, deeper into the dreaming world. Next came the Lake of Midnight Feathers, a vast body of still, dark water that shimmered with tiny feathers floating across its surface. A swan as pale as moonlight glided past, nodding its head politely at Grayson. A lullaby played from somewhere beneath the lake, not a song with words, but a feeling, like being held and rocked and loved. Grayson closed his eyes for a moment, and when he opened them again, the cradle had sailed on. He arrived at the Starlight Circus, a gentle celebration where the performers were made of light and air. A ribbon dancer twirled among the stars, leaving trails of golden dust. An elephant made of comets did a slow, graceful spin, while the crowd, soft puffs of dreaming animals and shadows, clapped with their hearts. Grayson laughed softly, and one of the ribbon dancers floated close. "Every night the cradle brings a new guest," she said. "It only visits children who are good dreamers." "Where do we go next?" Grayson whispered. "You'll see." As the cradle rocked again, Grayson was lifted higher, into the quietest part of the sky, the nest of the night winds. Here, long ribbons of breeze curled around him like warm scarves. The winds didn't blow, they hummed, low and sweet, like someone stroking the strings of a giant invisible harp. Here, Grayson met the keeper of drowsy moments, a small, owl-like creature with feathers made of velvet and a voice like the last blink before sleep. "Why do you ride the cradle of dreams, little one?" the keeper asked. "I don't know," said Grayson honestly. "I just love dreaming." "Then you are one of the chosen," the owl said, blinking slowly. "You carry a quiet heart and a gentle mind. The cradle likes that." Just then, a bell rang in the distance. Not loud, just a soft chime, like the one on a grandfather clock telling you it's time to rest. Grayson knew what it meant. The cradle rocked again, turning in the sky. The stars whispered, "Goodbye." The clouds yawned wide, and the night winds gave him one last hug. The journey was ending, for now. With a flutter of stars, the cradle descended slowly back into Grayson's room. The walls returned, soft and warm. The ceiling reappeared, dotted with tiny glow-in-the-dark stars his mom had put up long ago. Grayson blinked sleepily. Had it all been a dream? He looked down and noticed a single feather in his hand, one from the midnight lake. Smiling, he curled up in the cradle of dreams and let his eyelids fall. Outside, the wind began to hum once more. And the stars, the real ones, twinkled just a little brighter for Grayson, the gentle-hearted boy who rode the cradle through the sky.